This is a review of my Thomas Nelson King James Study Bible, the full colour edition. And this one is the genuine leather, black genuine leather. And this is what the box looks like when you get it. It's a KJV, large print. It's about a 10, the font's about a 10 in this. Lace flat, and it's full colour. The older ones were actually black and white and they were glued. The new ones, which are in this box, are actually sewn binding. So that I'm extremely happy about, because I had one of the older ones and it was glued and it was terrible. It fell apart. I was so disappointed because it was such a great Bible. And yeah, but this one is actually sewn and a lot better quality. They're actually doing a better quality with their Bibles of late. The ones that I've seen and the ones I've seen on the internet. And like I've said, I've got the genuine black and genuine leather, and they've proven that, yeah, the quality has improved. So here's the box if you want to pause any of that and have a read of it for yourself, because I'm not going to read down on all the features because it has quite a few. That is the number that you will require if you wish to purchase this. And I'll show you the Bible, and here it is. It's actually quite nice. It's not your typical leather either. It's not the typical hard leather. Oh, the pebble grain on that. It's actually quite flexible too. It is a paste down, of course, but it is sewn around the edges. You do actually have nice hubs on this. You get 4 hubs, and even the writing on this is, is a lot nicer than what they've normally done. So it is. Yeah, you get your gold, and you do have 2 ribbons, one red and one black. They are one-sided satin, so that's a shame. You would think they'd put them that double-sided satin, but I suppose it's just cutting costs somewhere, and the cost, I don't know what's a double-sided satin ribbon. But anyway, that's beside the point. Like I said, it's still a nice Bible. It's not edge-lined, but it is quite well made. And this isn't like cardboard or anything, this is like a vinyl, so it's a lot thicker insert in it. So yeah, it's not overly thick, it's reasonable. It's not paper thin either, so and mine will curl a bit. As you can see, mine's curling up, and that's because where I live the humidity here is very high at the moment, and that's why it does that. That happens with all my Bibles. They will curl because of the humidity where I live. Now I've got the Holman Study Bible as well here, just so that you can see the size. Now they are the same thickness. They are, and the Holman is just that little bit. It's just that little bit bigger. Not by much, but just a little. And it actually has, the Holman actually, I think, has more notes. And it is a smaller print. But it definitely has more notes than this one. But I'm not reviewing this one at the moment. I'm reviewing this one for you. So, she does lay flat. And there you go, she's flat. I have broken this Bible in properly before I've actually done that, so just so that you know. And you've got a presentation page. That's it, you don't have any cardstock at the front, so you just got a presentation page. The introduction page to the Bible, Thomas Nelson. You will have to, like, because of the gilding, all pages were all stuck together, so you will have to individually peel it apart so that you don't rip it, so just be careful when you do that. This is the front, all the information. This was actually printed in 2018, so it is a new one, and it is printed in China. You got a letter about the D-reader, and tells you all about the Bible, the contributions of the, you got the contents, which you've got quite a bit at the beginning. So I'll pause that if you want to have a look. How to use the Bible, which is good. Now, this is what it has that the Holman doesn't have. It actually has people in the Bible, personal profiles of them, and that's what they look. So you have a male that will look like this, and the females will this one. And you also have archaeology snippets in here as well, with actually nice coloured photos. You have how to use the references and stuff in the middle. It's quite easy actually. I mean, you work that out in a couple of seconds on what it all is. Same here, how to use the Bible. Now, I do find these are a good idea, your language notes. So you got your Hebrew and Greek, and it tells you here how it's done. And then also literal translations, which will do the same sort of thing. Which I really like this in the centre column. My favourite hand size book is actually a Nelson as well, and it's 26 years old, and it has the same sort of references and system in it as this one does, and yeah, I just love that system. And if you've got archaic words, it actually gives you the alternative meaning. You don't have to go find a glossary. It's actually in the column here for you. So you're not taking your eye off it, which is great. And you've also got, I'll go back. The doctoral footnotes has got them in it as well. Got a whole lot of stuff at the front. You've got the beginning of Genesis. You've got really good introductions here. The authorship, the date. It gives you an outline. And then straight into it, Genesis. There's your notes and your first key. Now you do have subheadings in it, which are, they look like a browny colour to me. So you got them all here, the 4th day, 6th day, 5 days. And in the notes here, sorry about the glare, it's not actually glare from the Bible, it's actually glare from my light above my head. So the notes are all clearly labelled, so you should be able to find them quite easy, which verse you're talking, which verse you've been reading, and then to be able to find your note for it. The notes are, there's no controversy really in some of these notes. They're safe. I'd put it as they're safe notes, put it that way. So, for a study Bible anyway. And I say this with every single study Bible, you are not going to agree with every single thing that's in the Bible, in this one, or in the Holman. You're not. There's not going to be one perfect one unless you make your own, you know, get a wide margin and make your own notes. But on a par, this is quite a nice Bible. The subheadings are nice and easy. It is not self-pronouncing. That's the only thing that it doesn't have. And I like self-pronouncing, but I think if this had self-pronouncing, this would be perfect. Where the Holman has self-pronouncing. So now this is a 10 and your notes are around a 9, I'd say. And your references in the middle are around a 7. And they're quite readable because they're quite spread out, so it's actually quite easy to see. I was going to show you too, like I said, with the stitching in this. It's actually, I've got a piece of paper here that I'll mark apart. It's actually quite well stitched. So every now and then, you can see the stitching. You'll see that in here as well. So it is stitched quite well. And you'll see this all through the Bible, this stitching. So it's not going to, pages aren't going to fall out of this. I think the cover would fall off before the pages fell out, put it that way. It's a long-term study Bible, this one. It's not a short-term one that's going to fall apart. You do have quite a few pictures in it. I'm just trying to find some more for you. You got maps. Some more. It is quite colourful. You do have maps at the back, but they are actually on the glossy, you know, the glossy normal map paper they put that on. Cardboard stock stuff they put that on. In a pot. We'll get into the New Testament because it is red letter. The print's all even on this. You even have in between the Testaments. It's quite a big supplement in the middle between the Testaments. That's quite a bit. Then yeah, into Matthew. Introduction as well. It's got some nice photos in it, or paintings. Some of them are actually paintings as well. Some of them are the actual place, or some of them are actual paintings that have been done. And there's your red letter. It's not too bad a red. Doesn't, like, you know, blind you or anything. So it's not too bad. This is around just a bit over two inches thick, this Bible, so she is quite a heavy Bible. Some more photos. Have a bit of a read. John. Now we're in Revelations. And now we have all the stuff at the back of this, which is quite a lot. This is all study helps. All that. So it is quite a bit. So you've got a topical index. Prophecies. We have that. Index to annotation, measure, weights and measures. There's quite a lot of study help at the back. And now we're into the concordance. It's not actually your average concordance either, because some of them will actually, if you're not sure what the meaning is, it actually explains to you what it is. And then where you'll find it in the Bible, like a normal concordance. But yeah, so that's quite helpful too. So it's sort of concordance dash dictionary a little bit. You've got this one here. That's the same thing. It's quite a good size concordance, isn't it? And then you'll have your, at the end here you will have your maps. And like I said, they are on that, they're on that glossy stuff, that glossy cardboard. They're not too bad. There's a few of them here at the back. And you have one sheet there. 2 sheets for notes, sort of thing, if you want to put notes in it. But it is a nice Bible. They have done a nice job on this Bible. Because the older ones were just black and white. There was no colour in those. This one's actually full colour. And they do come in different covers. You can get a hardback, you get leather-like or leather soft or whatever they call it, imitation leather, and I'm presuming you can get bonded. But like I said, this is leather, and it's got nice little pebble grains on it. You can see all the pebbly look on it. So it's quite nice. And it does have the number on the back, which is exactly the same as what was on the box. There you go. And that's my review. Nice hubs. It's sort of a block, not really that round. So the gold's not too bad on it. As you can see, there was one scratch when I got it, but I wasn't going to complain about. Yeah, there's a scratch there, but I wasn't going to complain about it because it's a study Bible, so it's going to get scratched up anyway. So no point in just complaining about one little scratch. Now, and that's the review of my Thomas Nelson King James Study Bible in full colour. Hope this was helpful, and thank you very much for watching. Bye.